Today, I'm going to do some magic. I'm going to predict your future. Right? Give me a second. You are going to grow old. You are going to become sick, maybe. And someday in the future, you're going to die. Now, I know what you're thinking. Duh. Like, that is something that everyone knows. Everyone knows you're going to grow older. Next moment, you are one moment older than you were last moment. You are one day older than yesterday. So obviously, right? And obviously, no one can be alive with a body like this and not become ill. Right? And of course, the inevitable. We all know we're going to die. Don't we? So let me propose the question. Is life too short? Before we answer it, let's take a few moments to worship the Supreme One, the infinitely compassionate one, the Supreme Buddha. To do this, may I request for you to all be upstanding and recite Namaskar with me. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, you may now all be seated. Of course you know you're gonna die. That is a fact that everyone knows. Yet to this day, no one has found a path to immortality. No one has found the fountain of youth. No one has found the Holy Grail. No one has found immortality. If so, tell me. Tell me someone who is immortal. Because honestly, I feel sorry for them. Because here's my question. Would you want to be immortal? Do you want to live for eternity? Think about this. They say being immortal is a blessing. Right? Back in the time of the Greeks and Romans, being immortal is a blessing. That if you were a god, there's nothing else that could make someone happy. Because why? You can live immortal. You can live for eternity. But would you want to live for eternity? Think about this, right? You live for eternity, right? You neither grow old, you neither die. But everyone around you, they grow old and they die. Your friends, your family, your relatives, generation after generation, you can see them all grow old, then die. But being immortal doesn't... Okay, we'll define immortality as the ability to not die or not grow old, right? But what about being ill? Sick? You go on through eternity being ill. Well, not always, but here and there. Here's my question, right? Here in like some days, right? You have those headaches that you can't bear, stomach aches, I don't know, back pains, knee pains. Like when you do something and something hurts, do you enjoy that? Of course not. No one enjoys that. I don't know anyone who enjoys having a headache. No one's happy about having a headache. So when someone has a headache, the first thing they do is they go and get some paracetamol or aspirin or some sort to cure themselves, to reduce the pain. So if you were to live forever, if you were to be infinite, you have to go through all that. You see, most likely, what I mean most likely, I mean 99 out of 100, you would have known someone who had passed away, who had died. Someone very close, maybe. A grandmother, grandfather, an uncle, aunt, maybe even a mother, father, even a sibling who passed away. You just remember that feeling that you had. And you have to have that feeling every single time someone dies. So I honestly feel sorry for people who are immortal. People who are immortal. Because if they like something, like someone, when I mean like, it doesn't have to be a relationship, because just say you see your best friend, you see them grow old and die. Is that something that you want? So if people say immortality is a blessing, I say no. It's a curse. But then we aren't blessed with a short life, or the life either, are we? Because here's the thing, right? So right now, none of us, hopefully, I don't know, maybe, none of us want to be eternal, right? No, none of us want to live forever. But yeah, none of us wants a short life. You see, I remember learning that the average lifespan of a human in this world, I think in the last couple of years, was 72.6 years. 72.6. Now, I know that probably you listen to these sermons are maybe not that old. You're maybe, I'm guessing, less than 20, 25, because these are targeted for teenagers. So if I take you as children for now, right? We'll say less than 20. Most of you would be less than 20. And you'll be thinking, well, 72.6 years? That is so far away. That's like another 50 years, another 60 years. Well, if you look at it like that, yeah. But you don't realize that 72.6 is only 26,500 days. 26,500 days. Now think about this. A day, one day, 24 hours, right? You know how sometimes you look back, right, in the past, and days, weeks, months, maybe even years go like this. In a flash, it's all gone. So an entire lifespan, or an entire average lifespan, is only 72.6. 72.6. Do you not realize how short that is? But yet, closer and closer we get to it, the more we want. The more we want to live on. We want to have another day. So if you were destined to die tomorrow, you would wish for another day. So no one wants to be immortal, but yet no one wants to die. Of course no one wants to die. Because think about it, right? If you are less than 20 years old, right? That means 72.6 take away 20. That's 52.6. 52.6, that's around 19,200 days. Only 19,200 days. Only. Our life is so short. Only 19,200 days left. You can count that. It's not like a million, trillion. 19,000. I don't know about you, but that sends a shiver down my spine. Me being a teenager, only having 19,200 days left of my life. Now, obviously, some of you will think, "Wow, this is all dark and gloomy, right? Oh, we're talking about death. We're all gonna die. Oh my God." No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to show you that you die. This is just a reminder, just showing you how long your life is. So if you're less than 20, right? Yet you only have a couple of days more. So if you were 15, it's just 365 days times 5. More than the 19,200. You know, the other day, one of our monks, on the day of his high ordination, right, or Upasampada, he invited his mother and father, right, his mom and dad, to come and watch, right, and give their consent and all that, right? And so think about it, right? This is an amazing, so it's a very big ceremony, right? Being high ordained is pretty big. And so you can imagine his mother and father are really looking forward, right? So the father's driving, the dad's driving, the mother's sitting beside him, and they're driving. And at one moment, the father, the dad, gets a heart attack. Don't worry, nothing happened too big, right? There was an accident, but it was just in front of a hospital. So no one died, right? The father was in a coma, was unconscious. But the mother, after attending to her father, went to the ceremony. But what I'm trying to show you here is how fragile our lives are. how fragile they are. We being humans, our body is so intricately designed. We have veins, arteries, and capillaries going through all of our body. And yet, all we need is one tiny weenie, like microscopic. There's something that you need a microscope to look at. Just need to get stuck in a capillary in the heart, in a vein, or in the artery of a heart. And within seconds, dead. Think about it, right? Although they say that the average lifespan is 72.6 years, right? Don't you know people who've died before that? Don't you know people, like, if you don't know them personally, you know, with the news and with all this, right? With the media, social media, and all this, about people passing away. Do they have to become 72.6? No. They can die so much younger. They can die. You'll hear stories of little babies dying. You'll hear stories of elderly dying. So do we need to know? Do we need to know that other people die too? Anyone between baby and elderly? It's obvious. Death is there. Friends dies, relatives dies. Friends will die, relatives will die, and everyone around you will die. Now, I'm not trying to be down and gloomy and show you all this. What I'm trying to show you is that life is so fragile. Your life is so fragile. Think about it, right? The leading cause of death in the entire world is what? You know this. What is it? Car accidents. Now you tell me, how often do you get into a car? Some of you, every single day. You go to school by car. You go to work by car. And don't forget, accidents, road accidents don't just include cars. Bikes, foot cycles, pedestrians. Unfortunately, I can't remember statistics. Numbers, they don't stick. But I can tell you that a lot of people do die because of road accidents. So you tell me, can't the next one be you? Can't the next one be you? All you need is one capillary in the brain to burst and you get a stroke. One capillary, one artery in the brain has to be blocked. And half your brain could die. You can get a stroke. Your body is very fragile, and so your life depends on your body, right? As humans, we can't live without a body. We need a body to live. And so when your body dies, then your life perishes. So look how fragile the body is. Look how fragile your life is. At any moment, something can happen. Something from the outside could happen. Something from the inside could happen. It's almost like, in Tom and Jerry, you get this mouse traps, right? You know how I remember one episode where Tom really wants to catch Jerry. And so what he does is he fills the entire floor with those mouse traps. You know, the ones that spring-loaded. It's almost like you're in a room like that, and any move you make, you could step on one of those. All you need is just one small change. and your life can end. What I'm trying to show you here is that honestly, we all feel that I can't die. I won't die. Not me. I can't die. I won't die. That it is impossible. Yeah, but yeah, we know. We know. I agree. You know and I know. We all know that death is inevitable, that everyone's gonna die. We all know that, but yet we feel that I can't. I won't. That's why if I told you you're going to die tomorrow, you'll be like, no, I won't. That's not gonna happen. That's why you plan ahead. No, this is not me telling you don't plan. Of course plan. But we obviously expect to live until we're old. Yet we don't understand that our life is so fragile. That it's basically you trying to walk across that room without stepping on a mousetrap. All you need to do is, you don't even need to step on it, just place your weight on that trigger, and then the end. Now, I remember a person used to tell me, live like a dying man. Live like a dying man. No, what does that mean? I remember one of my teachers telling me, live that you're going to die tomorrow, that you're going to die tonight. That tonight at 12 o'clock, you will pass away. Now, why? Why would someone tell you to just live like you're going to die today? You're going to die today at 12 midnight, that's when you're going to die. Live like that. Or live like you're going to die the moment you go to sleep, you're dead. Why would someone say that? You'll think that it's crazy, right? Why on earth would I think like that? Why should I ever think like I'm going to die? That's all very dark and gloomy. No, it isn't. Why? You tell me, right? Imagine you, let's say you go to the doctors and you get diagnosed with, say, cancer. A cancer that is terminal, fatal, a terminal illness, that there is no cure. And the doctors expect that you're going to live for a month. You tell me, how would you live that month? How would you live that month? Now, you could say that I'm going to spend all my money partying and doing all this. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my life. I'm going to be with my friends, with my family. You see, on a grave, on every grave, you will have two numbers on it. We'll have the birth, the day of birth, or the birthday, right? The date of birth, and the date of death. Every gravestone, every person will have that. But you know that line that connects those two? That line that connects your date of birth and the day you're going to die? That line is your life. That line is your life. So if you had a cancer, or if you had a terminal illness, and you were told that you're going to die in a month, how would you spend that month? You tell me, would you go and spend that month shouting at everyone, screaming at everyone? Would you spend that month going to your parents and going like, Mom, Dad, I hate you. Like, why have you done all this to me? Why have you given me a cancer? Will you fill your head with, or would you go after someone who only gives you unhappiness? No. You'll enjoy the life, the rest of the life you have. You'll do something with your entire full heart, because why? This is your last time. Half this month, you are no longer going to be in this world as you. You're no longer going to be in this world as you. That after that month, you're going to pass away. So think. If you imagine yourself, right? Imagine, just think that today I'm going to live like a dying man. Today is my last day. Now what? Can you go and shout at your parents, knowing that tonight you're going to pass away? That tonight you're going to die? That tonight you're going to kick the bucket? Can you shout at your parents? Can you start to scream at your parents? Do you want to die with that in your mind? The last thing you remember is like for a few moments ago, I was shouting with I was screaming at my parents. Do you want to die like that with you? Do you want to die with a thought like that in your mind? Of course not. You want to die remembering that how much your parents have loved you and how much you love them. You want to die with the memory of you going up to your parents telling them, Mom, Dad, I love you. That there is nothing that will stop me from loving you. I love you from the deepest, from the deepest corners of my heart. Do you not want to remember you, like, do you not want to tell your parents how much you appreciate them? Mom, Dad, thank you for all of the things you've done for me. How much you've cared for me. How much, what you had done, sacrificed for me. Mom, you turned your blood into milk to feed me. Dad, you work day in, day out to get money. For who? Not for yourself, for me. Do you not want to go and show your appreciation to your parents? The two people that are your foundation. Because think about it, right? You can only build a massive mansion if you have a good foundation. If the foundation of a building is ruined, right, or not deep enough, or not done correctly, the house will collapse. Your parents will hold you, will cement that foundation. That's where you will. That's your foundation to grow on. Your parents. Do you not want to tell your parents how much you care for them? How much do you not want to appreciate them? To tell them thank you. Just remember, either one of you will go first. Either your mother will die before you, your father will die before you, or you will die before them. Do you not want to tell them how much you appreciate what they've done for you? Forget what they've done for you. Think about what they've given to you. Think about it, right? Put your hand up if you like chocolate. Put your hand up if you like ice cream. Put your hand up if you got a best friend. Put your hand up if you like watching, I don't know, TV series. You like watching that new film? Yeah, you know that one? Yeah, that one? If you like watching that, put your hand up. Put your hand up if you like your best friends. Put your hand up if you like to do, I don't know, play a sport. Let's just talk about it. Let's make it a bit bigger, right? Put your hand up if you enjoy something in life. Everyone's hand should be up. And the only reason you have all this is what? You're alive. And who gave you life? Who gave you life? Your parents. Your mother, your father. Do you not want to tell them how much you appreciate it? Now, I know because I have siblings as well, right? I know that siblings can be very competitive, right? And how many arguments you'll have, how many fights you'll have. But if you look into those nooks and crannies in your heart, you know that you love them. You know you love your siblings. No matter how annoying they are, how weird they are, how many times they get on your nerves, you know that you love them. Right? Do you not want to, before you pass away, tell them how much you love them? How much they've done for you? How much you appreciate it? You know, I remember one person told me that there was a part in their life where everything was going wrong. That her entire life was pretty much chaos. She had important exams coming up she couldn't revise. Her best friends were leaving her. And everything was going wrong. And she tells me that she came home one day and stood in front of a mirror, right? Something that, the one thing that can do a lot of harm, right? People standing in front of mirrors. And she looked at herself and she said, well, I'm ugly. There, right behind her, stood her 7-year-old sister. And the 7-year-old sister came up to her and said, no. And she was Sri Lankan, right? So in Sri Lanka, right, big sister is Akka, right? So like, no, Akka, you're not ugly. You're beautiful. You're absolutely beautiful. Just 7-year-old kid says. So you tell me, do you not want to tell your sibling how much you love them? For all those times that you needed something and your sibling gave it. For his help, for all the support that they have given you. Whether they're older, whether they're younger, it doesn't matter. Do you not want to show how much you appreciate it? And do we need to talk about friends? Think about how much stuff your friends have done for you. How much stuff your friends have given you. When you didn't have enough money to buy something and your friend chipped in. When you were down, when you were sad, depressed, a friend came over and talked with you, held you, gave you a hug when you needed it, were a shoulder to cry on when you needed it. Do you not want to tell your friends how much you appreciate it? If you lived like you were going to die today, You will never do something to hurt them. You will never say something to hurt them. Why? Because you want to die knowing that they're happy. Now, of course, if you thought that you're going to die today, you'll be crying. Right? And obviously, this is a normal human emotion. But it's not me telling you to cry every single day, right? Because you're wasting time. You're wasting those precious seconds you have of them. And also, right? And if we carry on, right? Teachers. Do you not want to thank your teachers? Something that, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do, right? Because number one, I'm in Sri Lanka, right? I can't just go and knock on my teachers' doors and tell and talk with them, right? But something that I always tell many people, to go to your teachers, your old teachers, the one who taught you when you were like 7 years old, 6 years old, when you first went to school, your first day of school, your teacher. Go to them. Thank them. Tell them where you are now. Why? Because show them that you appreciate it. Make them happy. Go to your favorite teacher. Go to your worst teacher, the one that you hate. Yeah, that one. Go to them and thank them. Thank them for everything they've done. Because this may be your last chance. Today may be your last chance. Never again will you see their faces. Never again will you see their pretty faces, will you? Thank them. Appreciate what they've done. Go to your high school teachers. Go to your primary teachers. Go to your secondary teachers. Your infant teachers. I don't know, lower school, upper school, whatever it is. Go to your teachers, your old teachers, and show them how much you appreciate it. Because if it weren't for them, okay, you tell me, what is 9 times 10? Without your teachers, you won't know. This may be your last chance. Go to them. Give your appreciation. Tell them thank you, at least. Because either you're going to pass away first, or your teacher will pass away first. Either one. This may be your last chance. Now, I know, right, that your life is complicated, right? You have 101 problems, right? And I know one of these, you'll be holding a grudge against someone, right? You hate someone. But today is your last day. Do you seriously want to have a grudge with someone? Do you want to die with a grudge on in your mind? Let it go. Let all that go. Why would you want to hold a grudge? Today is your last day. Forgive them and ask for their forgiveness. Forgive them and ask for their forgiveness. Why? Because today may be your last. So live like a dying man. Live like you're dying. Because obviously, right, there are a certain amount of tears you're going to cry, even if you know you're going to die. But after that, you won't do the most for the world. If you know you're dying, see, think about it, right? If you know you're dying, right? That you're gonna die tomorrow. Do you not want to help many people? Do you not want to help your friends? Do you not want to help people? Why? Because today's your last day. You're never gonna see these people ever again. Do you not want to help them? If you find a chance, you'll help them. If you have a chance to do merits, you won't sit back and think, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I go help? Should I stay back? No, because today is your last day. You have no other chance but now. When you have a chance to do merits, take that chance, because today is your last day. Today is your last day alive. Take that chance. Now, obviously, there's going to be so much things you can say against this, right? That I know, like, me think, like, when I chose, I want to talk about this, I knew that there'll be tons of things that you could say, right, against it. Thinking about, if today is my last day alive, then what's the point of revising? Right? Because I'm not going to go to school tomorrow. Why am I going to school? Because today's my last day alive. There's no point of going to school because I'm not going to be, I'm not going to do tests. I'm not going to do a job. I don't need to go to school. Today's my last day alive. I could stuff myself with as many chocolates and as many sweets as I want, right? Who cares about diabetes? Because I'm not going to be alive to have it. I sincerely hope I'm talking to someone, people who are much more intelligent than that. Like, that you have a couple of more brain cells than that. I sincerely hope, because if you do think that, okay, today's my last day alive, I'm gonna get into a massive fight and not care because today is my last day. I sincerely hope you're not like that. I hope I'm talking to some intelligent people, right? I'm just showing you a way to live happily without doing anything. Because if you know today's your last day, right? Can you go and hurt someone physically, mentally, verbally, or or using or cyberly, using social media? Can you hurt someone like that? So someone, I don't know, say posts of a photo of them, right? And they're in an outfit that looks terrible. Can you say, knowing that today's your last day, that outfit's terrible? No, you'll appreciate it. You'll give it a compliment. Why? Because today's your last day. This is your last time giving them a compliment. Then give the absolute maximum. Give it all you have. When you help someone, give it with your entire heart. Why? Because today's your last day. Refrain from doing bad, because why? Today's your last day. Do you want to go, and when you pass away, whether you believe in rebirth or not, right? Obviously, you believe in rebirth. Do you want to die knowing that your bad karma is going to make you have a bad next life? But if you don't believe in rebirth, that's totally fine. Do you want to die without your conscious? Do you want to die with you stealing in your conscious? Do you? Today is your last day. Make the most out of it. 24 hours. Not a long time, is it? Do you want to spend that 24 hours, your last 24 hours, sitting on a sofa, watching watching a TV show for hours and hours? Do you really want to waste your time? Your last 24 hours? think about this, right? How does something become valuable? How does something become valuable? So you tell me, right? Why is gold, diamonds valuable? Well, one thing is because it doesn't erode. The next thing is because it's rare. There's only a fixed amount in this world. That once it's gone, it's gone. That's why oxygen has no value, because it's everywhere. But once you realize that oxygen is depleting, then oxygen has a lot of value. Like that, right? Understand that your life is limited. That you only have 19,200 days left. Just look back in your life. Don't you have those days, those weeks, those months that go by and you don't even realize it's gone? Like, this happens to me a lot. Like, you start new month, so this is March, right? You think back thinking February went like a flash. That's an entire month. That's 31, or February, right? 28 days gone out of 19,200. Okay, it's not 19,200, it's 19,199 to be exact, right? But honestly, do we have time to care? Think about this. Spend your time wisely. Spend it wisely. Because it's almost like this, right? Imagine winning the lottery, right? And you say you get 100 million pounds, dollars, or whatever, right? Now, the foolish will think, okay, I got $100 million. I want that and that and that and that and that and that. I want 2 of those, and maybe 5 of those, 20 of those. Yeah, and that and that. And they look this way, look the other, and all their money is gone. But the wise will use their money. They'll be very cautious in where they spend it. Although even if it's 100 million, right? They'll be very cautious. They'll think twice before spending it. Why? Even though they have a lot, they know, they understand that it's rare. This chance like this is rare. They'll spend it when they need it. They'll use it when they need it. So, you tell me. Are you going to be wise, or are you going to be the foolish? Your choice. Either wise or foolish. Whether you're going to spend your time foolishly thinking, okay, let's do this and that and this and that. I'm going to spend. Okay, I know this is on YouTube, right? So I can't say YouTube is bad, right? Because you're doing something better with your time, right? By listening not to me, but the Dharma, right? So I can't say that YouTube is bad. But you tell me, how many hours do you spend on YouTube doing quote unquote, right, in the quotes, right, unnecessary things or useless things? Me, for one, I used to be addicted to YouTube. And if one day, right, if my parents are listening to this, right, they'll be very surprised. Why? Because they'll say that he was hardly on his phone. Yeah, that's what they thought. That's what they thought. I used to be addicted to YouTube as well, right? I would spend hours on YouTube. Why? Because I didn't know how valuable my time was. That I only have 22,000 days left. Totally. A human life is only 26,500 days. I didn't know that. But now you know. This is not me telling you not to have fun. I'm telling you to enjoy life. I'm telling you to enjoy life. That not to do something that you won't enjoy doing. But give it when you do something, give it your 100%. Because why? What is the point if you don't? So what's the point if you don't? Your time is so limited. If you don't give that you should spend everything giving your 100%. Give your day your 100%. Again, I again re-emphasize. Hopefully, I'm talking to people who have a couple of brain cells to put together, at least. I know you all are very intelligent, but I just am very mindful that there are people there trying to take advantage, right? And they'll go to their mom saying, "Mom, look, I listened to Assam the other day and told me to live like a dying man, right? I'm gonna die today. I don't want to go to school because why? I want to spend my time." I hope you're not like that. That you will spend your time wisely, right? That if you go to school, you'll give everything your 100%. Because today's your last day going to school. Today's your last day going to work. This is your last day. This is your last time doing a test. If today's your last time, if this is your last test you're going to do you not want to do your absolute best? You see, when the Buddha said, right? Or when my teacher said, live like a dying man. Was that not very wise? Was that not an amazing thing to say? To live like a dying man. That today is your last day. Just take 5 minutes, right? Just 5 minutes. So I'm not saying hours or like minutes, right? I'm saying 5 minutes. Just take 5 minutes. When your head is rested on the pillow, right? When you're going to sleep, just contemplate. Just think about your day, how you spent it. Are you happy about how you spent your day? Are you happy about how you spent you spent your last day? If you want, get up off the bed. Do something. Maybe go and worship your parents, or go and thank your parents. Tell them something, compliment them, and go to sleep. Or compliment a friend and go to sleep. Or, I don't know, let's say something that I advise you to do, right? If your parents are eating, check if they've got a glass of water near them. If not, give it to them. Do one thing, one great thing before you go to sleep. Just take 5 minutes. So when your head hits the pillow and you're there thinking, right? Just take 5 minutes. Right? So this is me telling you, like, if you're one of those people who scroll on their phones until they fall asleep, right? I'm saying, before you do all of that, before you fall asleep, just take 5 minutes and contemplate on the day. Contemplate, and if you are happy with the day, then sleep. If you aren't, then do something about it. Do something about it so you are happy when you fall asleep. Why? Because today is your last day. You are no longer alive after this. Make sure you die happy. Live life happy. Just do that. Just do it. And see how much it'll change you. How much of a better, greater person you'll be. Because why? Now you can't shout at your parents. You can't shout to your friends. You can't shout at anyone. You say you drive, right? You drive and someone overtakes you or does something wrong, right? You can't go and stick a finger up or say give them a piece of your mind. Why? Because this is your last day. This is your last day. You can't hurt someone because you don't want to die with that in your conscience, would you? So you tell me, after hearing this, is talking about this a dark and gloomy subject? It's a way to live your life happily. So let's say you have a friend who you have a very poisonous relationship with. So today's your last day. Do you want to associate that person? Are you willing? Are you fully willingly do you really want to spend your precious life with that person? Imagine there's someone who is extremely poisonous, meaning that you associating them gives you no happiness, does you nothing, right? Do you want to spend 1 minute with them, 1 single second with them? No, you will spend your life wisely. So, you tell me. Live like a dying man. Because why? Your life is too short. 19,200 days isn't a long time. No, sorry. Not a long time. So spend it. Spend it wisely. Just do the task I told you. Spend 5 minutes. It's not a long time, don't worry, right? I'm not trying to spend hours and hours, just 5 minutes, just contemplate on your day. Just contemplate about your day. Just think about your day. That's all I'm asking. Let's take 5 minutes. Okay. That brings us to the end of this episode of The Buddhist Secret. Because yes, it is a Buddhist secret, because this is something the Buddha had told his followers to do. It's something that he has said himself. Obviously, there are depths, right? You can go so far, deeper and deeper and deeper in Dharma. But this is the very superficial level, right? Because that's how we start, right? Because you can't start digging by digging, I don't know, 100 meters deep, right? You start from the surface. We dig and dig and dig and dig until we find that treasure. And I promise you, be a great person and you'll find that treasure one day or another. I promise you that you'll find it one day. Okay. So last week we talked about if Hitler is actually good, right? If you've missed that, be sure to watch it. It talks about the good in people, right? So be sure that you watch that as well. And also, as I ask as every time, right? If you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, or any suggestions for a future topic, drop it in the comments below. And if I have the chance, I'll answer it. Again, let's take a few moments to transfer merits and conclude. Let's take a moment to transfer all the merits we've acquired by making offerings to the infinite virtues, the noble triple gem, chanting prayers, listening to Dharma, and engaging in various meritorious deeds today. So first and foremost, let's remind ourselves how incredibly fortunate we are to be in receipt of Lord Buddha's teachings. And with immense gratitude, let's transfer merits to the Bhikshu, Bhikshunis, Upasakas who since time immemorial have protected, preserved the sublime teaching of Buddha and passed it down through the generations of the noble lineage in form of Tripitaka, which is thankfully available to us today to study, to understand, and comprehend Dharma. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to all the monks, the Mahasangha present throughout the world, including the chief priests of the chapters, who have dedicated their life no path, committed themselves to betterment of all sentient beings. Let's not forget that among them will be the monks and nuns, or the local temples and nunneries, who have always been by his side through thick and thin, come rain or shine. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to Guru Sanansi, as well as all the other monks present in the monastery, as well as Anagarikas attached to the monastery. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits, express our gratitude to those who made great efforts to disseminate teaching Buddha, be by translating these sermons, share them out with others, inviting others to join them. May the Path, if anything, born with pain, may they redeem themselves in one bliss. May the Path, may they abstain from meritorious deeds. Fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the Noble Path, and Supreme Bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. There's also the moment transfer merits to our devotees, friends, and monastery. For sake of merits, continue to sustain Mahasangha. This includes every one of you who have contributed to the construction of the monastery, to those of you who provide Mahasangha shelter, alms, roads, medicines, as well as those passing their know-how and extend their well wishes. May the Path merits, if anything born the wolf of pain, may they redeem some born of pain, may they abstain from the meritorious deeds, fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the Noble Path, and attain Supreme Bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to mothers, fathers, husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, sons, daughters, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nephews, nieces, elders, friends, acquaintances, employees, and all those who helped us, support us, assist us in any shape or form. By the power of the merits, may they heal in physical and mental ailments, may they overcome any obstacles in the spiritual progress, may they abstain from meritorious deeds, fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the full path, and attain Supreme Bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's also take more chance to merits that Devas, Brahmas, spirits, demons, Paramount, Sakadeva, as well as numerous gods and deities who were committed to protect and fulfill the Sambhava Sasana. Let's also take more chance to merits our garden deities who keep a watchful eye over us, that keep us out of harm's way. May the bad merits, may they prosper in divine power and wisdom. May they abstain from the meritorious deeds, fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the noble path, and attain Supreme Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to our ancestors, the predeceased who have been friends, family, acquaintances, in the long chain samsara, and to others who helped us, supported us, assisted us in any shape or form. Let's take a moment to transfer merits. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to the members of the armed force, the police force, who sacrificed their lives to protect the peace and harmony of our nation. May all those lost life and war be the friend and foe rejoicing in the quiet today. Let's also take a moment to transfer merits to all those lost life, natural calamities such as tsunamis, earthquakes, and pandemics, reminding us of them. Among them will be those who've been friends, family to us in the long chain samsara. Let's take a moment to transfer them, our merits to them. May the Path, if anything born willful blame, may they redeem themselves born with the bliss of pain, may the Path, may they abstain from the meritorious deeds. Fulfill the meritorious deeds, fulfill the faithful path, and attain Supreme Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Find us all resolved, may the power and blessing of all the merits quiet the day. We've been witness the event of many hundreds of thousands of our huts on this blessed land. Finally, may the power of all the merits quiet today. You and I and everyone who remains program success become Arhat or Arhat Nansi. In this very life, in the Gautam Supreme Buddha itself. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We'll now conclude the talk here with Nobu Chupuchum.